Hello and welcome to a new video review, this time about the March FX 4.5 to 28 by 52 High Master. March is a very well-known company. They gained a lot of reputation with their high-quality F-class rifle scopes with big magnifications. The best example is the 8 to 80 by 56 rifle scope, which is up to now still the biggest magnification rifle scope on the market. Now in the recent years, March entered also in the tactical and ELR market, like the March Genesis, and their latest attempt is the PRS market, and this is the best example of the March rifle scope for this, let's say, market niche. Now the scope is from the March FX High Master series, and this means that the scope has two additional super ED lenses inside. Now all March rifle scopes feature ED, but the super ED lenses are a step further for even a better picture through the scope. Now first of all, what you can probably see, the scope comes with a lot of accessories, and I would say let's start with this. What you get in the box, first of all, the specifications, the warranty card if something goes wrong, which you have to fill out for the repairs, but I can surely say this is very unlikely, because we did sold a lot of March rifle scopes till now and we didn't get a single one back till now. Then some document for the mounting, how you should mount the scope properly, the owner's manual with all the necessary documentation about the reticle, subtensions and everything. Then the scope comes with these protective covers, but these are only for use in the box. Then you get flip-up covers, which are made from plastic. They actually feel pretty good. Then a sunshade, a cleaning cloth, a elevation turret ring, which is used for the elevation turret for better view where you're at. So if you want to have bigger dials, you can mount this on, or if you, like in PRS style shooting, you are in a hurry, you see bigger dials much easier. So it can very easily be mounted with just 3 screws on the elevation turret, and yeah, it makes your shooting a lot easier. Then you get this additional ring, which can be mounted on the parallax wheel like this, and like this you have a lot better grip for your parallax. So it's much easier to manipulate the turret with such a big ring. Then you get this zeroing tool with the small ring if you want to mount it on the keychain or on your back, so you don't lose it. A throw lever, which is made from plastic. I have to say it's not my favorite, but you get a throw lever with the box, so it's very nice. It is very easy to mount. I can show you like this. You just have to put it on this part here of the magnification ring and simply attach it like this. So it's very quickly mounted on the ring. Now the benefit from the plastic throw lever is if you hit the obstacle, it breaks the throw lever and not the magnification ring or something on the scope. So it is a benefit that you don't damage the scope so quickly, but rather the throw lever. Next is this modifier disc. This also can be very easily and quickly mounted on the scope like this. Now you have a lot smaller objective hole diameter. And what does this do? Now, first of all, it cuts the incoming light for approximately 50%. It increases the depth of focus for approximately 50%, and it modifies so that you see less mirage. So it has a lot of benefits. It has no lenses inside, it's just a aluminum ring, so it is very lightweight. It has, I think, about 7 or 8 grams only. Now for lower light use you have to take it out, because it takes away a lot of light, and that's why the image gets a lot darker, but you don't see a darker image during the daytime. Okay, now first of all, something about March. The rifle scopes are made by the company Daeon, which is located in central Japan, and it was established in 2004. The engineers have a lot of experience from before. The parts are completely made in Japan, included the lenses inside. All is made in Japan, and the scope was introduced in 2021. Now, as I said earlier, the High Master have 2 additional, let's say, more quality lenses inside for an even better picture. And the High Master is the latest series. There are just a couple of scopes with this High Master lenses inside. The scope has a 6.2 zoom factor magnification. Just a 6 times zoom factor. It has a 34 millimeter main tube, and what's special about March rifle scope is that the main tube of the 34 millimeters has a 4 millimeters of thickness per side. So all the scopes are really tough made, so they can withstand a lot of abuse. The magnification on this rifle scope goes from 4.5 all the way to 28, and it has a 52 millimeters objective lens. Now the outside diameter is 60 millimeters if you want to use the scope also for hunting, for mounting a clip-on night vision or thermal device. As I said, the scope is completely made in Japan, and is shockproof for all calibers, so 50 BMG included. The internal is argon purged, so you can use the scope in extreme cold environment and the lenses will not start to fog. The scope is also waterproof up to 4 meters of depth, I think. It is pretty short, it has 318 millimeters, and it's pretty lightweight. It has only 845 grams, which is really lightweight for such a high magnification rifle scope. The warranty is 10 years, but as I said, we really didn't have any warranty claims up to now, and we really sold a lot of rifle scopes till now. This March comes with a price from 3,500 approximately up to approximately 3,750 euros. The price depends if you choose the scope with or without the illumination. Now, the reticle is positioned in the first focal plane, and in this particular scope is the FML TR1 reticle, which is a Christmas tree style reticle with a really small 0.075 mm center dot. The reticles, the scope can come with or without the illumination. 2 reticles are available with and 2 without illumination. It is available only in mil. The illuminated or not illuminated reticles are practically the same, just with or without the tree part in the reticle. The illuminated are only the FML reticles and only the center dot. It has also a auto turn off feature after 1 hour if you forget the illumination on. The illumination is only for lower light, and the illumination can be does need only a CR2032 battery. Now, the battery compartment is under this turret here. You just have to unscrew this battery compartment here. Here is already the CR2032 battery. So like this, and as you probably noticed, the illumination has 6 intensity settings. For adjusting the intensity, you have to manipulate this small ring in this turret. So you can see here this small line which indicates at what intensity setting you are currently in. For turning on and off, you just have to push this button. It is a great feature that you always come back to the desired intensity setting, but what I don't like on this style is that when you adjusted your parallax, which is on the same turret here, and you want to change the intensity setting, you have to hold your parallax somehow, or your parallax goes a little bit with the illumination. So you probably move a little bit of your parallax when you adjust the intensity setting. Now, as I said, the parallax is on the same turret, and the parallax goes from, I think, 10 yards all the way to infinity. the parallax wheel feels very smooth, and you have a really a lot of space for fine-tuning of your adjustment. So it's not like on some scopes that you just have a small portion of the rotation, but here on this scope it's really a lot, so you almost get to the whole revolution. So you can really fine-tune the parallax. Now for the eyepiece, as you can see, the whole outer part of the eyepiece rotates, so you can really finely adjust to the reticle to your eyes. And what is great is that you have this counter ring, or how should I say, which when you adjust it, you screw it to the ocular part and you let's say push it to the ring, and like this it is fixed. Now you cannot move if you don't like it anymore. So it is perfect because mostly you adjust the ocular only once, and like this you lock it in place and forget about it. Also, if you hit some obstacle or something, it stays always on the same place. So in my opinion, this is a really great solution. Now the magnification ring. As I said, the magnification feels very smooth, and the magnification goes from smallest to the biggest magnification in approximately 180 degree turn. The main tube is 34 millimeters. And now for the turrets, which are tactical turrets with direct adjustment, so there is no locking, and the clicks on this scope are in milliradian, so one click is exactly 1 centimeter at 100 meters. In one revolution you get exactly 10 mil of travel, and the entire elevation range of this scope is 30 mil, but this scope has a little bit more, I think 33, what I tested. Now the clicks, as you can hear, are very tactile, very audible, and they really have a nice feel. You can really easily make one click at a time. Now for the turn indicator, there is no mechanical turn indicator, just these lines here, which are as a visual turn indicator. So it is not ideal, I would say, but because the turret moves a lot with one revolution, it is pretty easy to see in which revolution you are in. Even though I would prefer also a mechanical turn indicator, so you can feel it also if you use the scope in the dark. Now for zeroing, you just have to unscrew these 3 screws on the turret, and then you already can adjust the turret so that the zero is facing forward. Then you simply screw the screws back in and you are already set. The turret also features a zero stop function, or zero set in this case, which is very easy to operate. I can show you quickly. So this is the zero. Let's say you shoot in at 3 mil. You just have to take a coin and turn this upper part like this, and your zero stop is already set. You can go up, but you stop exactly where you set the zero, or where this part stopped when you adjusted it. So now you cannot go anymore below your zero. What I like about this is that some people prefer a few clicks below zero. With this style of zero stop, it is very easy to make this. So you just go a bit back and you can adjust how much you want, for how many clicks you want. So if you want only 3 clicks, you have to adjust just this part so that 3 clicks are available, but you can make also 10 or 20 clicks if you wish. Okay, now the windage, as you can see, is kept, which I really like, because mostly I personally also did not click for windage, and even if you take the cap down, the turret is still watertight and dust proof, so you can use the scope with or without the cap. Now the windage travel is, I think, 20 mil, which is also a lot, and the clicks, as you can hear, are really audible, and they also feel very, very good. Now the windage has marks up to 5 in each direction, but as you can see, you can go even further. I don't like this style of the Windage reticle, I mean the Windage turret, because if you forget, you just go back to zero. If you don't look at the lines, you go back to zero and forget that you are off for an entire revolution. I would prefer if there is a stop at, let's say, in the middle, and you go only 5 left or 5 right. I would really like such a design of a turret more like this is. Okay, this is the windage. The Windage turret is also very easy to zero, also just with a few screws, and you just have to rotate the part so that it faces forward. Now for the optical properties, the magnification, as I said, goes from 4.5 to 28, which is really a lot, and it has a 52 millimeters objective lens, so you get a lot of light through the scope, and you can use the scope also in lower light conditions. The field of view at 4.5 times zoom is 9.7 meters at 100 meters, and on the biggest magnification, so on 28, it's 1.56 meters at 100 meters. This is a quite big field of view. Now the eye relief goes from 70 all the way to 93.7 millimeters, so it is a safe distance even if you use the scope on strong recoiling calibers such as the 50 BMG. And the eye box, I have to say, is really good. It's 4.5 times, it's very good, and at 28 times zoom it's not as good as on the smallest magnification, but it's still pretty good. Now what I noticed on the smallest magnification, so on 4.5, on the edges the scope the image, I would say, is a bit blurry, so it's not as sharp as in the middle. The colors whatsoever are very accurate, and in the middle the scope is extremely sharp, so the image is really perfect in the middle of the reticle. Okay, now for a short summary. First of all, what do I like about the scope is that you get a lot of accessories. So I don't know a single scope which includes so much accessories like this one, not even from other March rifle scopes. Then the build quality, it is a premium rifle scope, so it is from the ground up built precisely, very nice. All the parts are very nicely machined. The image is really great. It has an exceptional field of view due to the newer eyepiece. It has 4 reticle options, which I also really like. If you can choose illuminated or not, if you like it, or if you don't need it, you can save a few euros. The clicks are really nice. They are tactile and audible, but they lack a turn indicator, a mechanical turn indicator. The scope is very short and lightweight, and I like the locking eyepiece. I also like the capped windage, because everyone can choose if you want the cap on or off. And yeah, I think I covered it all now. Now for the sour part, I would say, where do I see room for improvements. First of all, on the illumination, I think they had to make something that you can change the brightness level without moving the actual parallax setting, because you cannot always hold your parallax when you adjust the intensity setting. Then the turn indicator, on the lower side of the magnification, the edge sharpness, on the Windage Turret, the revolution, that you cannot go a whole revolution, would be, in my opinion, a lot better, even if you lose a little bit of the travel. But I don't think many do 10 mils of windage adjustment when shooting, because it has to be really windy if you would need 10 mils of windage. And lastly, the clicks are really nice. I can surely say that, but in my opinion they had to be a little bit more firm, because you can pretty easily let's say turn the turret, which is not ideal if you use it also for hunting or, let's say, tactical applications. If you hit an obstacle, you can easily change a few clicks. Okay, I think this is all about the March FX 4.5-28 High Master. If you have any additional questions, click the link below, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.